Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our channels. We're doing a double live stream. And what a great thing. This is so wonderful because I have not been a guest on Teri's channel, and Teri has not been a guest on my channel. So we're doing a twofer.
That's right. It's like a virgin night.
Totally. We're doing something new where we're going to ask each other a few questions, get to know each other, introduce our channels to each other's channels, and then we're going to do some readings, which I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love this lady. She knows it. I've told her. I've confessed.
It's so mutual, Kevin. It really
You're
is.
wonderful. I mean, you know what I was going to do? I was going to ask you one of the questions about why you named your YouTube channel what it was. And it was like, duh. I mean, it just makes perfect sense because the space that you hold for people is like no other.
Oh,
I got to tell you.
that
It's
is a high
beautiful.
compliment. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're so consistent in how you show up for all of us. And I love that about you. So without further ado, Miss Teri Renner, I'm so happy to have you on my channel, and I'm so happy to be a guest on your channel.
Yeah, right? That worked out really well. Wonderful.
These new things with StreamYard, I feel like, just to let everybody know, so if you are tuning in through Teri's YouTube channel, you're not going to see all of the comments that are coming from if people are tuning into my channel. However, we get to see all of them. So when we get to the question parts, we'll kind of be mindful in our answering, because some of you might be going like, I don't see them responding, or you won't unless you kind of jump, which some people are doing, that kind of jump back and forth to each other's, but no pressure. You guys can get cozy and have fun. But thank you, Teri, and thanks everybody for being here. It's so wonderful. I know it's for some people recognized as a holiday weekend, and so if you do, happy holiday weekend to you. And Teri, thanks for taking the time to make this connection.
Oh, are you kidding me? I was just thrilled. So Kevin gave me a reading when you first came on, I think, YouTube.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love, completely in love. If anybody has not had a reading from Kevin, you've got to get one. It was just amazing. And it was so spot on. We cried. We laughed. And you gave me the best lipstick advice.
Oh, yeah. Ruby Woo.
Ruby Woo, honey.
It was Ruby Woo. Oh my goodness.
And I bought it for some relatives for Christmas.
Get out.
I did.
Oh my gosh, isn't that funny? Oh, good. Thank you for that, Teri. And yourself, you do readings as well. You are a psychic and a medium. And I'm so curious about this part. Maybe we can kind of start with kind of who you are, what your offerings are, maybe in reflection. I don't like before kind of those kind of things came into the offerings that you do. I'm curious about your life before, if there was before, or maybe, I don't know. Let's I'll pass it over to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I started doing readings when I was a teenager. So at 12, I was meditating and going to a place called the School of Metaphysics, which is still in existence. And by the time, before I graduated from high school, I had a 4-year degree with them and was doing past life regressions and health readings and teaching classes. So, and then you get in a different vibe and you want to be a real person and go out in the world. And then I went through, Catholicism and unity and Buddhism and children and marriage. And now I'm, boom, back where I started.
Wow. Where was that school?
It was all over the Midwest and the South. And right now they have a college in the center, which there's supposed to be a big vortex there, not too far away from Springfield, Missouri. It's in the middle of Missouri.
Oh,
And,
cool.
but they still have them, like, in Chicago and around.
Okay. And so tell me, was there like, I mean, what a great experience to grow up in. Tell me about your parents.
My mom was into metaphysics and Edgar Cayce, and, so I grew up with all this. You know, my, graduation present from high school was a psychic reading. So
Do you remember that reading?
I do. It was the nicest man. It was a good friend of my mom's, and he was adorable. He gave me a tarot reading, and he saw me living in this beautiful area with palm trees and a marina, and I did. I used to live in South Florida. So, yeah, he was amazing.
I can't, I mean, what a beautiful like gift to grow up in a family with that kind of energy and awareness and connection and how they modeled. Oh my gosh.
It was really fun. It was really fun. So tell me about you, Kevin. How did you get involved in all this?
Well, I was a I mean, that's the thing. I'm consider myself a natural born medium, psychic, intuitive. And so I don't remember a time when this wasn't how I felt that connection, although the language around it was very, very different. But I was, other than my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, I didn't have a lot of people that really even were in demonstration of a strong faith. And so what it allowed me to do though was really develop kind of on my own and with our, one of our greatest teachers being, spirit and self in that relationship. So yeah, it was a lonely childhood in many ways, although I was in a family with a few siblings, mother and father, lots of relatives, um, friends, but I felt different. And people would see me as being different from even from the I had quite dark skin, like really, really dark skin as a young child, and curly hair, and I had this accent. So I really didn't fit the family that I kind of fell into. But it was interesting. So just being different, I've never not felt different. And so, um, it's something that I was nervous of, I was unsure, but I was still curious. And so it wasn't until I would say 14 was a really big moment, just starting to mature a little bit more. And I had a visitation from my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, the night before she transitioned. And she sat at the end of my bed, like I'm looking at you. I saw her sitting at the end of my bed, and we had a conversation. And so the next morning, I was aware of how the conversation was going to go, and exactly how she told me it was going to happen, and how my mom and dad were going to react, and then the conversations and all of that. It happened verbatim. And I would say that was a real, like, it was a moment in my life that I realized, like, kind of how I felt leading up to it, my imaginary friends, my curiosity for things like, different light beings and things that I was left asking why and still was curious. It was a turning point. And so I would say one of those like profound moments that really deepened my trust with spirit. And so I would be curious if you could share a moment that as well deepened your trust with spirit.
Okay, sure. I can go there. Let's see which one. I'm going to tell you about a really profound one that I haven't really talked about yet. And it was when my mom was dying of cancer. I was in my mid-20s, and I had a cute little apartment in this darling neighborhood, and it was right next to a hospital, just a block away. And somehow that opened me up to spirit, um,
Mm,
and in a different way than I ever had been before. And all of a sudden at night, all these entities were coming from the hospital as they were leaving their bodies. And I could see not a physical form, but a light being. And I knew what they were there for. And I just knew to call on Jesus and Archangel Michael and St. Patrick and the orbs of them. So I called on them in orb form, which I hadn't really studied about orbs yet. And it was, anyway, and they helped them leave the planet. And some of them didn't want to leave. And so
mm.
I was like, well, that's okay, but you can't be here. You
Oh,
have free will.
wow.
So, yeah, that was fun.
I have so many questions about that. Like, how did you know, like, I guess just the part about like you can't be here and like helping them, assisting them to carry on. Like, how did you know that that was like the thing to do?
I had no idea how I knew that. Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's all about remembering sometimes, don't you?
Hmm.
That all of a sudden these things are happening, and like it sounds like you time traveled with your grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's huge. So you don't know how you're doing it, you just know that you're doing it, and it doesn't feel scary. It's just right. It's the thing to do.
Yeah, I love that, Terry. The things we can't explain, and yet we're left with this feeling of like knowing. And I know that sounds like a
Yeah.
paradox. It is. Um, oh, Jeffrey, that's so kind of you. That
Oh,
is so kind. Ah, that is so kind of you.
thank you, Jen.
Um, just being left with that feeling. And I love that. Tell us about you are a meditation light coach. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that. And I love your meditations. If you guys have not checked out and you are consistent, you do a lot. Do you do it like 5 days a week?
I do. Yeah. We have
Yeah.
a tribe, and a lot of people show up for it. And we've got a core group, and it's so much fun. But people watch it throughout the day too. But yeah, so they just come in and we do guided meditations. I also teach silent mantra meditation. I'm a Chopra teacher, but I think the guided meditations are something that um, are easier for people to get into. And
Yeah.
you can do the silent. It's like to come on YouTube and do a silent meditation. It's just kind of, I mean, it would be fine and people do it, but I think this works out a little better. And it's really nice because, when more than one are there, I can't remember what that parable is, but when there's more than one person and when there's a group, it just magnifies everything.
Mm,
So the experience is better for everybody.
nice. And
Yeah.
what would you say to the people that are, because I know I'm sure you've heard this countless times about, I have too many thoughts. I can't meditate. What would you say to that?
There are other things. This morning I woke up and Dave Matthews, Feeling All Right, was on my phone. It was just staring at me. So I didn't get up and meditate. I got up and danced to Dave Matthews. So, so this can be your meditation. It's
Mhm.
different for everybody, being in the flow, right? So for some people, it's dancing. For some people, it's doing art. Some people, it's being outside
Mm.
and becoming aware of your senses and getting that spirit inside you. I don't know. What would you say?
I mean, unless we are completely enlightened or we've already transitioned, we're gonna have some thoughts, and that's
Yeah,
perfect. And
yeah,
so, just um, we if we can step out of the judgment of what we think it should like or what it looks like for somebody else and just participate and just show up. I think we were talking about that. I was saying that about you. I think I said it while we were live. When you're in that, it's like, did I just say that? But about the consistency, and then to just let go of the judgment. I think that that's it. And if it's, 5 minutes, once a week, whatever that looks like,
Yeah.
and capturing how we feel in that. And I think that that's more important than how often, or are we absent of the thoughts. If we can just take a moment, to be back in that simple recognition of the breath, I think it's powerful.
Oh, yeah. Breath work is incredible. That's
Mhm.
incredible. And I'm glad that you said that about judgment, because I think that there's a lot of a shame game that happens on this planet. And it's just part of that's being an ego and, on this side of the veil. But that shame and guilt game, like, oh, I feel so bad about not meditating. Well, that's the last thing we should ever feel bad about, right? So,
True. Yeah,
yeah.
good reminder. Um, let's see.
So, what about you? So, things are just going miraculously well here. I mean, you have just manifested this beautiful channel, and, I just love seeing this for you, Kevin. It's
Thank you.
amazing. Yeah.
I love it. I'm I'm not one to be the center of attention, as you know. I'm more of the support. And so what I love, and what just, it fills my heart and brings me back time and time again, is connecting people. I
Yeah.
love it. I love bringing people together. I love showcasing, things that are similar, as well as things that are very different. Because the one thing that I've learned, and Spirit reminds me of this sometimes often, is that it's not necessarily one way. And that's a great thing. And so just recognizing this community and the outpouring of support that people have for people that have become family. I know it. You can feel it, like in the chat. It's like Debbie Freebird Spirit, she always said it. It's like the chat family. And it really is. These people are just so wonderful. And so I love it. I love I was saying this to you backstage before we came on. I still get like butterflies. I get that excitement and that nervousness of coming together, and that's a really good thing. I actually look forward to that part of it,
Mhm.
in that energy of, if we can get past, some of the fear around showing up, and being seen in the fullness of our individual expression. I mean, for the most part, that's just received in such love. And so, yeah, it's been wonderful. I mean, I give credit to my friends and all of the channels that had me on for the better part of a year.
Wow.
But coming up this May, near the end of May, is just my 1 year on my YouTube channel. So yeah, it's been phenomenal, and yeah, I'm I'm loving it.
You are cooking. Yeah. I love it. I love seeing it. I love seeing it because you have that smile all the time, and you're still laughing and
Well,
having
it's
a
gotta be fun. I surround myself with like funnier people than me, that's for sure. Because yeah, laughing is important.
yeah.
You know what, I used to get kicked out of class for laughing. I did one
Oh,
day, totally. Yeah, absolutely. That was the only time that actually, that's not true. I got sent to the principal's office one other time, but um, it was for laughing, for giggling. And can you imagine like giving people trouble for laughing?
for being happy. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
so cray cray. Yeah. I was the one that stared out the window and never said anything. Just I
what
wasn't
were
in the
you
classroom.
quiet?
I was not there. I was somewhere else. So,
Interesting.
it's interesting how, there's so many of us here that didn't quite fit in, right?
Mhm.
We were a little bit loners, or we were artistic, or we laughed, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Um, and your channel, Terry, if you guys have not subscribed to Teri's channel, head over there. Teri Holding Your
Aw,
Space. Be sure to subscribe. I love it that you're on and you're. I was just talking about your website. You're about to launch that, and I think
yep,
that I will share. And I don't know if you can relate to this or not. I, for the better part of almost 2 years, didn't push the publish button on my website. And I did that in reflection, um, to not be seen fully. And so my comfort around the website was, I had, for the better part, 6 to 10 readings a week, and that was comfortable. And I was
mhm,
like, I knew that as soon as I stepped into it, one step further, that it was going to, um, I was going to be seen in that, way. And so, anyways, I think it's time for you to be seen in that way. No pressure, but I can't wait to see your website, and I can't, because that's the thing, making those connection and all of those people that are supposed to connect with you. Sometimes we just have to participate in that
oh,
as well.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Thank you for sharing that because it is about being vulnerable, isn't it?
totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
We're
I
so
can see
sensitive. That's
that.
the thing. That's the comforting thing about this. We come together and it's like, most of us are, sensitive or empathic or both. And in that there is a lot of like similarity. So being seen and like actually being the one to be behind the camera,
Right? Yeah.
like what? It blows my mind. And yet here we are.
So tell me something, when you go back and watch your videos,
I don't.
I cannot stand to watch myself. I love watching the people that are on with me. Let me just say that, and I love listening to them.
Mm.
But yes, hearing my voice and seeing myself, and, especially if it's late at night like this, I'm gonna get some glasses because
Oh,
I blink all the time. So
oh,
tell me if I'm blinking all the time,
okay.
somebody.
Well, I don't have a problem seeing myself, but I just don't make the time to go and look. I've got past,
Oh, okay.
so I'm not uncomfortable with that anymore. At first,
Oh,
I was kind of like, oh, I would not want it. But now
yeah,
I'm past it. I care so much that I'm like, I just tell everybody, where before, like it's funny how that happens. And the confidence, I think, for me, it's grown in the sense of, because I care so deeply, it's not that I don't care.
yeah,
That showing up and making the connection, I'm comfortable with it. I'm more comfortable than not, and so yeah,
good.
that's
That's
interesting.
something to look forward to.
Yeah,
Thank you.
totally, Terry. You got this. Um, well, and speaking of community, what tell us about why is it important to you for bringing people together?
Well, I feel like we're all called right now, right? It's all hands on deck. So and I stayed back for a long time, and, I would be in the chat rooms, and I would be answering the same question as the readers, and I was just like, "You know, you really need to get out there," and it wasn't just about, having that, but I knew that I had something that I wanted to give.
Mm,
So I actually had, Holding Your Space, I had that, um, website, or that what is it called? I can't
or
remember what
the domain?
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
domain, for, like, 2 years
Oh,
before I started the channel. So, yeah, I knew I wanted to do something. I didn't know it was YouTube, so but something with it.
I
Yeah.
I love, you know what I mean? I love how those things unfold, and we do things where it's like in preparation for, we don't know
Mhm.
what sometimes, but it's like we're called to it, and
Yeah,
then it unfolds in that way.
right?
So great. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, this is just coming to me. If you're comfortable, how has grief played a part in your spiritual journey?
Oh gosh, thanks for asking that. That's an
Mhm.
excellent question. Grief is huge. So I lost my mom when I was pretty young, in my mid-20s. And then, you know, I'm of that age where my father passed away and my stepmom, and I was taking care of them. And then also my husband died 7 years ago. And so I had to take over the family business and raise the kids. But I did that for a year. And then I said, that's it. And I went out to the Chopra Center and kind of got back to my roots when I went there. And spent a lot of time with them in California, back and forth. And I think that when you have something dramatic that happens, like losing somebody when you're quite young, things look a lot different, right? So when you see, like, say you lose a job or you can't buy a new car or something, it's like, well, you know, yeah, that happened, but that's not a huge deal. So it just changes the dynamics of the way you look at things and what's important.
Mm. Yeah, that perspective for sure.
Yeah. What about you?
It's a great question.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's impacted it in ways. I think it's the perspective for me as well, where I had that knowing still, because I'm thinking about the big losses that I've had. My most recent was a really close friend. Do you want to know the interesting thing
Sorry.
about it? Well, this is interesting. So I feel you're going to understand this. She was the one that introduced me to that Ruby Woo lipstick.
I love her. I already love her.
Absolutely. A force to be reckoned with. And, you know, my losses were more, it impacted me in a different way. And I don't even have the full understanding as to the why, or maybe just haven't really spent much time really looking at that part of it. But it was a deep loss. And so it impacted me and gave me this further drive, because she's in the hair world. I'm also a hairdresser. And she accomplished everything in the hair world that she wanted to do. And she was so inspiring. And so I felt like each time, and I do feel each time that I think about her, or I reminisce about the times that we spent together, I'm left feeling inspired, because my understanding and the knowing of life after life, yes, I grieve her, and yes, it was a horrible loss. And it's just so beautiful to know that other than the physicality no longer being, everything, you know, my relationship with her has continued. And so I would say in the work that I'm doing in the mediumship and the readings, I'm just saying this now, and I'm discovering it as I'm kind of like talking about this out loud for the first time. It's really beautiful. And I know that it's like that piece of her is still with me.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just wonderful. And she had amazing taste.
Of course.
She had amazing taste. Everything down to her lipstick.
I
Yeah.
love it. I
Mhm.
love it.
Yeah.
And
Isn't that interesting?
so do you hear her voice all the time?
Um,
Or do you have conversations, or do you see her? What's the
I'm more clairsentient with her. I can feel her.
yeah,
And then just the claircognizance, the knowing. I feel like she influences that.
yeah,
And then her sense of humor. And that's a really big one. She was a really amazing. She's one of the best storytellers. That's the thing I admired, because I don't think I'm that great of a storyteller. I usually modify it. I don't want to take up too much time or space. So I'm like, but she would tell a story from start to finish. And I would actually I would get her to retell some of the stories, especially the funny ones,
Oh,
because
yeah.
just that art of telling a story. Some people just have it where it's like, I could listen to them all day. Anyway, so her storytelling, and so I feel like in relation to the readings, because I'm getting this now that she's working with me in that, and it was interesting that I was thinking this morning about. Just the story and capturing the essence of someone, who they are, in the spirit world, and sharing that with the sitter. It's about the storytelling, and so it's interesting that this is coming up right now. It's so
Hmm.
perfect.
That
Thank
is
you for asking me that.
perfect. I love that. I love that. And it is funny, isn't it, that, spirit is funny. And I love that about it. I mean, I think that, spirituality should be joyful and fun. I don't think it should be
Yeah,
serious and,
yeah. Her understanding, she was funny. She would always call me a witch, which I'm totally fine with. I don't consider myself, because I'm not very knowledgeable in it. But I mean, I was I'm fine being called that. Anyway, she would call me that because she would say, like, "How do you know that?" And she recognized. She was one of those people that would recognize, just the abilities, if you will, because
Right.
she had them herself. She didn't necessarily. Claim them or speak about having them, but she recognized them. And I think that that's often, when we're recognizing them in other people, it's because we're not separate from it ourselves. So
So
it's
was she a teacher too?
She was
Yeah,
big time. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm getting.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She
wow.
was a Leo, powerful. I love my Leos. I love my. I know my Leo females. I know.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. What's your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
My daughter's a Gemini.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching one of the other channels. Listen to us, we're just like totally chatting away.
Sorry, everybody.
It's so good. They're all going. It's good stuff, y'all. What was I was watching Jen's World Tarot, and she had Linda Barnes, a guest on her channel, and she's an astrologer, and she was talking, and I didn't realize this, but the zodiac is made up of, well, basically, they're all animals. With the exception of the one that's like well, if it was full, it would be the horse on the bottom with the head. But the one that's not is actually the Gemini. And I was like,
Oh,
Interesting.
I didn't think about that. I've never
Yeah.
thought about that. Yeah,
Mm.
that
Totally.
makes sense.
Yeah. I
Hmm,
thought that was so interesting. Yeah.
you're special.
As are you. Shall we do some readings? We've got
Okay.
some lovely people here. They're all like, oh my goodness, did
Aw.
they forget about us? That's what they're probably thinking. Thank you all for being here. I saw Lisa, Spirit Intuitive Tarot, and I saw Kevin. So many. I love it when the other readers come into the
Mm.
chat. That was the other thing that I was going to say about it too, and I didn't say that, about being embraced. You've met a beautiful community when I don't read the tarot, and I don't do a lot of the politics, and yet those were a lot of the people that were inviting me onto their channel, and I'm forever grateful of that. It
Aw,
was, yeah, talk about a loving embrace. So
that's beautiful.
let's do some. So you guys, you know what? Because we were just like in our own little conversation there. I haven't starred many. So Teri, if you see any too, you go ahead and
Okay.
start. But if you could do us the biggest favor, repost your questions, and put them in capitals, which is really great. We don't necessarily go into any specific order. Teri and I will both work kind of spirit, where the spirit takes us, and know that, I mean, I always say this, just because we don't choose your question, just know that there is often or always opportunity to hear messages through other people's, as you guys know. So thank you for holding that space for other people, and be open to hearing messages through other people's questions. Yes, indeed. All righty. This one there. This one there. Do you want to choose the first one?
Sure.
Lisa, that's so funny. She's like, I got called out for my giggles often. Yep, totally. Well, you know what's funny?
Lisa did. She has the best giggle too. You both do.
Such a good one. When I got kicked out into the hallway that one time, I remember, I won't say her name, but maybe she's watching. I don't know. But we got kicked out into the hall and the door was open. But then when the teacher closed the door, because he sat us on like opposite sides of the door, well, he closed the door so we could still see each other. So we just kept laughing. We thought it was the greatest thing. Anyways.
I love it. I love it. Let's see. Cheryl Ward would love a message from her hubby, Dale, past 6/5/2015.
Perfect.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Cheryl. My husband passed in 2015 also.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Just 3 months after your husband.
And thank you, Cheryl, for putting the name in the relationship. That just helps to make a little bit more of a direct connection, which is wonderful. So, all right. I'm getting caught up on those. There we go. There we go. All righty. Cheryl. Husband.
Cheryl, I don't know if you're seeing Dale in your dreams or not, but know that he's with you. I see him coming in and he's saying something about his heart. And he's also coming in something about a suit. But I don't know if that makes any sense or not. But also, he wants you to know that he's so proud of everything that you're doing. And I don't know if you've already been going through an expansion, but this is also a card that can have something to deal with travel. So he wants you to expand with what you're working on. And if you want to go, I don't know if this means a physical trip or if this means astral trip, or if he's coming to you in your dreams and you're working there together. But I get that something's, he's always there. So.
It's interesting that that card was it 44 on it? Was it the number 44? Interesting, because I had wrote down the month of April being significant. I feel like he's highlighting April and the month of October. I'm curious if you would understand the B name. So the B name can be in spirit or here, but making connection with the B name. And then referencing the 1 of 3. So I don't know if you're 1 of 3 or if he was 1 of 3 as far as the siblings, but interesting. I don't know what the vehicle is, but I'm going to try and explain this because this is what I'm seeing. It's like, imagine if it's like kind of like a truck and a van. A truck met a van. And so it's like the truck kind of box. I don't know. It's like rounded. So it's not like the normal square truck, but it's like a rounded truck. I don't know. I'm just I'm not a car person, but he's showing me this kind of, I'm going to call it a truck, but what the focus is, it's you and him in not the trunk. What's it? Teri, help me.
In the
box.
cab?
But not the cab, but in the box.
Oh, in the trailer?
the trailer, kind of the box of the truck.
Oh, I
Yes,
wonder
in
if it
that.
was oh, it
And
was a VW bus, somebody says, but
okay, kind of
that's
like that, but it's like
yeah.
open. So you're back in the back of the truck
Oh,
and you're like
nice.
looking at all the stars. So it's like this kind of like camp out, I don't know, rendezvous. I feel it's a bit cheeky. But it's like stargazing, and so he's just bringing you back to the energy of that. So I don't know if this is literal or if it's like the daydream of it, but it's that's where he wants you to be, in the memory of all of that good stuff. I wrote down the heart as well. There was something about the heart, um,
Yeah.
is also what I was aware of. Um,
Oh, the bed, Annie Bear says,
yes,
the
the bed.
bed.
Yes, like the bed of the truck bed.
Yeah.
Thank you. The boot, the tray, all of those things. Um, but lots of love to you, Cheryl, and so sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
All righty. And Ness, thank you so much for your donation. That's so kind of you. All righty. One just caught my eye. This one here. It's so pretty.
Ooh.
Ginny. Thanks for being here, Ginny. Would love a message from a spirit. Ginny F. I'm just mesmerized with that picture and the eyes. It's so beautiful. It's interesting because it's kind of like that kind of vibe of like, kind of like Woodstocky kind of vibe of the vehicle that's like was the stargazing. You
Oh,
know what I'm saying? Like that kind of that
yeah.
energy.
Like a festival or something.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful.
All right, Ginny. Message from spirit. Oh, interesting.
Jenny, are you working with either a vortex or a circle or a tree? And it's going to sound funny that I equate all those together because I feel like they all do the same thing. But I, I'm seeing some elementals there coming in and some tree spirit. Um, and something about working with the divine feminine, but also working with time travel. So I don't know if that's time healing, ancestral healing. Um, but if you're not already doing it, to look into it and find a facilitator. There's a lot of facilitators here on YouTube with that. Let us know if you can take that, if that's anything that sounds like it would work for you. Oh, Cheryl says he loved his tracks. He was one of Teri's siblings. His only grandson born after he passed.
Oh,
May.
interesting. Ah, beautiful, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Um, It's interesting, Teri, because I'm getting that. What I actually heard first, Ginny, for you was that I thought it was father. I was aware of father energy, but I heard father sky. And so there's something about the father or father energy, father sky. I pulled the soul power card. And what this is speaking to, I saw lots of number fives around you. So I know that there's lots of changes and they feel internal. And it's not to say that there's not changes externally that are happening, but Spirit's saying that you're having more of a deeper spiritual understanding. So along with what Teri was saying, how you're kind of unveiling that, follow that call, follow that, however, whatever kind of modality or whatever kind of shows up kind of once, twice, three times. Tune into that because there is potentially something for you there to go further in your spiritual understanding, is what they're saying. But feels good, feels exciting.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I have to say this, I get healer vibes from you, Ginny. I
Yeah.
like
I pulled a spiritual quest. So, whatever you're doing a great job, and I would imagine that that's the healing that you're giving to others, probably,
Mm,
um, Jenny. But if you haven't started, there's lots of room here.
absolutely. All righty. Do you want to choose the next?
Oh, sure. Let's see.
And absolutely, if people can freely add in the conversation in the chat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Oh, that's so nice, Barb. Do you see what Barb said?
Oh, thank you, Barb. You're so
Mm,
sweet.
yeah.
That's what a high praise. Let's see. Let's do Starhawk. I
Oh,
love that name in your
me
picture.
too. I've seen some new people. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Wonderful. Starhawk. Unless I've seen that name, but the image is different. But that's phenomenal. Message from my father, Lloyd. He passed in 1992. Thank you. That's interesting that we were just talking about the father energy and the father sky, and then you choose the father one, spirit. It's
Yeah.
these things are not by
Cyclical,
coincidence.
aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, That's interesting because now I'm back. I'm Starhawk. Would you understand the J name, even Jenny? Because I'm back to Jenny. So the J name, I don't know. I'm being shown back to that one. I feel like it's a perhaps there's a message in the last one for you as well, Starhawk. But let's see what comes through. Okay.
That was easy. Do you want me to go?
Absolutely, Teri.
Okay. I didn't want to be a rude guest
No, you can.
or host. I guess I'm hosting and guesting, aren't I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Starhawk, I get inner knowing. So I get this big, strong energy from him. Like talk about salt of the earth, but also of the sky, and just shoulders. I see these shoulders that you can lean on, and this strength. Um, and I'm getting so much energy from his shoulders. I don't know if I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can take that and if that's something that you can understand. But there's something going on there, and this inner knowing. So definitely, he's connecting with you. Um, okay, he wants you to stand on his shoulders. Is the message that I'm getting. So, and standing on your shoulders, like often I see as teachers that we come in and we're pulling the next teacher up, right? And they're on our shoulders and they're going up this mountain and they're learning and we're getting higher and higher. We're expanding. And that's what he wants for you. So I don't know if he was a teacher for you or not, Starhawk, but that's the energy that I'm getting. And that's what he wants you to do.
That's beautiful. That inner knowing. Just back to the J name. I feel like it's someone in the spirit world and it feels one up from him on dad's side. So maybe just take that with you. Also, the M name I'm being highlighted or is being highlighted, the month of January being pointed out. So some significance around the month of January, kind of in the middle of the month. And then I I heard to turn around, and the painting that you can see behind is of a white raven, and the energy of the white raven. Interesting enough, this was painted from a picture that I took of the white raven on a what do I want to say about that? I was going to visit my dad. And so just in that visit, it was a powerful conversation. And from that came this visitation where I literally saw the white raven. So there was something about the painting and the conversation just being powerful. I pulled a card, and it was the trust card. And so that visual of the shoulders there, Teri, and going within is about the trust, Starhawk. And so I feel like his ability to show you, kind of show you the way, it hasn't stopped. He wants you to just be in that trust, and I know you are, because I feel like he's continuing to show you. So there's likeness in your paths, and so he's walking it with you, and then not to forget to have fun. Things are really serious and they're really fun. So a strong message to continue to have fun. Starhawk.
She says she's pretty sure he was a healer, but suppressed it.
Oh, interesting.
She also said that she learned a lot from him, and my mother was Margaret.
Oh, mom's Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful.
That's great.
All righty. Is it my turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Let's do this one. And Jeffrey, thank you so much. That is so kind of you.
Oh, Jeff.
Such a beautiful soul. My goodness.
I'm so sorry, Jeff. That's
yeah. Yeah. It's interesting too. Another dad. It's like dad. That's so curious.
Yeah.
Jeff. Oh, that's curious. Are you still here? Just make sure. Are you still here, Jeff? Poetic, just us, Jeff Bailey. Okay, I have a feeling he's here. Okay, so let's go ahead with it. Yeah, me too. I got this instantly, so I'm just gonna go with this, Jeff. I know little bits about you. I don't know a lot, but in one of your publications, in the most recent, if you would understand, I'm seeing page 17. There's something about what you wrote on page 17 of the recent publication. He's an author, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
He writes poetry, yeah.
Okay, page 17. It's like, yeah, I'm like opening it. I'm on page 17. It's like, yeah. Message. I'll put this guy.
Oh, he just confirmed. He said yes.
Part of the message is on page 17. Something on page 17. Patricia said my noises are making her giggle. I know I should mute myself. Teri, go ahead. I just need a minute for this.
Oh, sure. No problem.
Yeah.
So, Jeff, okay, he came floating in like on a carpet. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but kind of like Aladdin, but at rest. Like when he came in, it was just a really nice, relaxed energy. So he wants you to know definitely that he's at peace. Also, he's very proud of you, and he says, "Let your light shine."
Mm,
So, which you're doing now. I mean, look at you. You're reading your poetry online. You've got some wonderful new poetry that you're reciting. I've
mm,
listened to some of it. Detour was my favorite, and um, yeah. So that floating in like that. I don't know, but he is coming in with these colors too, the pink and the purple. So lots of love that he's sending you, right?
pink and purple. Hmm.
Yeah, so much love that he's sending you. Um, and that peacefulness, he wants you to know that he's at peace and he wants you to have that peace, but he also wants you to have fun. So let your light shine. Um, if there was anything there, any and I don't know if you can take this or not, but if there was any hardness or anything, he wants you to know the softness of the love that he sends you now.
Hmm. Um, it's a beautiful energy, and I'm not getting a lot. The page 17, I'm being stopped there. So there's something in that for you. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I did pull a couple of cards. Oh, that's interesting. It's the 44 as well. The perfect storm in the energy of that kind of duality in life, in everything. That's the one absolute, is that there's that duality. And your ability to kind of walk between the realms, and how you do that in a way that is very, it is very like it's so strong, and yet there's times where it's just so soft. It's beautiful. And so I feel like he really supports you in that, in the fullness of your expression. And so however that looks in any given moment, there's acknowledgement to be in that. And I don't know what I'm trying to get the why behind it. And it doesn't, I'm not trying to say it doesn't matter, but he keeps showing himself as the energy of the wolf. And so I'm actually not, I can often see spirit in the human form. He's not showing me human form. He's showing me in the energy of the wolf. And the message in it is, like, take your learnings and the energy that you've had from like your knowledge and your gathering and your curiosity, and keep presenting it with the wisdom that you are. It's like, it's just so powerful. So your energy for the world comes through in a very like wisdom approach and receive. So yeah, I'm just this one. It's a beautiful energy. He's very unique, as are you, Jeff. So yeah, that was a lot. So good. When you're just like with that energy, and it's like I want to be with it for like more than just the 3 or 4 minutes that we spend with it. So
Yeah, and sometimes I can see form or something or a
yeah,
silhouette, but this was just energy riding in on a carpet like a cloud, and it was just so soft and beautiful.
yeah. And
Yeah.
the next collection, you're gathering your next collection. So I feel like your
Mm.
next installment for the world, Jeff, is happening too. So it's beautiful.
Mhm.
Uh, Lots of love to you. Oh, is that the actual book there? What does it say on it?
Oh, I don't
Some good. Oh, I couldn't read it. Yes, exactly, Jeff. Page 17. Which is also okay. Interesting. Did I write January? Oh, I did write January. That's interesting too, because I wrote January. I didn't say that. That was the last one. Sorry. I'm a bit like, I feel like spirit's like really blending, and I'm having a hard time like separating them. They're just coming in such a continuation that,
They really are, aren't they? Yeah.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
All right. Let's do this. Glorious.
Oh, should I move?
Oh, it's a moving question. Lots of people. Actually, I was on with Kevin, Loving Vibration, Kevin Chandler yesterday, and so many people are asking about moving and like changing jobs. And I love that energy. You know, it's like sometimes it's like face the fear and move,
Go
or
for it.
you know, create change. I love it.
Right?
All right, let's see what we got here. Glorious. I want to sing. I don't know if you sing, Glorious, but I just want to sing. I want to sing around you. So maybe that's part of the message. Yeah. To just be in that expression and sing. Sing when you feel like singing. All righty. See, Britt says, I have the same moving question. That's so funny. I love you all. Thank you all for being here. You know what's funny too? I don't know what day it is lately. I'm like, what day is it?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, only in the shower. Perfect place. Actually, that's actually really powerful because that connection with the water, I don't know about you, but that the energy and the flow and just being in that connection that much more through water.
Right. I think I have a hot tub in my backyard. And my hot tub meditations are my favorite meditations.
Yes. Cheryl Ward, thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Did you see this one fall out?
What is
Jump
that?
out? It says, do it. Yes.
That's hilarious. And I get surrender. So that's a just let it go, honey. Go for it. Yeah. And this is one of my favorite things. Surrender was like for 2 or 3 years running, and it's still like every other week. That's one of my things one of my intentions. But also I get a loved one in heaven. So you've got spirit there helping you. And they're following you and you're following them. So it's like a group effort here with your team coming in. So I don't know if you have heard something from spirit of where you should go, or that's where you got this idea, but that's what I'm being led to believe. So, or you're being led to believe. And it says, thank you, loved ones in heaven, for drawing close at this time. So getting closer to them.
Totally good. Yeah, I'm a yes, Glorious. Feels good. I see the sun shining really bright, so I feel like the summer is a good time. I don't know timeline if you're just kind of putting it out there, but it could be as soon as summer for you. So
that's pretty quick. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I said thank you, but Cheryl, thank you so much for your super sticker. That is so kind. Richie says maybe the do it card was for Kevin to sing.
Do you sing, Kevin?
I have my moments.
Yeah. Oh, impressive.
Yeah, I was singing this morning actually.
Oh.
I have we in the house we have like 19, like the ceiling's really high, like 19 feet in the front.
Wow.
So it's like acoustically, and nobody else, well, Jake was home, my dog, but I was home alone this morning, and so I was singing. I sure was. A little bit of opera.
Oh, nice.
I'm not kidding.
What were you singing?
What was it? You know how you go through the little kind of reels, and so I don't remember, Teri.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
I went for it.
Opera.
Oh my gosh, my friend's here. Sarah, my friend Sarah's here. Oh my gosh, yes, she can attest to my singing. Yeah.
Oh, she says, ask you about drumming.
Sarah. Oh. She was not the friend that I was talking about that we got kicked out of the class, by the way.
Oh, okay.
With somebody else.
Okay.
But we probably would have got kicked out because
Oh,
we have
so
left.
you've got now, did you grow up there where you live now?
On Vancouver Island, yes, not in the city that I'm in currently,
Yeah.
but about 2 hours away. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. All righty. Everybody's like, Kevin, focus.
Do
All
you
right.
want me to pick one?
I would love that, Terry.
Okay. Patty cakes.
Pats.
Yeah.
Holding your space. Thank you, Kevin and Terry. May I have a message about the current dynamic around my family in Queensland? I'm flying up to spend time to help out. Yes, 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 yes. They just showed me your meditations. Yeah, they just showed me your meditations, Terry. So I think that's a part of the message. Yeah, being in your mindfulness practice. Mm.
Patricia, I'm getting something about circling the wagons. So it's time to come together as a circle for someone, and I don't know if this is a group or if this is just one individual, but yeah, and this person might need some special time right now and some special love. Um, and you're going to do that. Oh, this is beautiful.
Mm.
So you're here to bring them joy, and look at you flying in there. Your beautiful energy coming in, Ganesh, the remover of all obstacles, and divine support. So you're coming in to give them, and that's it, meditation, right? Divine and support. So so you're going to be a huge help, whatever's going on up there right now. But I get that this is a time to embrace.
It's interesting, Terry. You said the circle and then the time. I think you said the circle and time. And this card is, I mean, there's the circle. It's the fortune's wheel, and it is about kind of like the right timing. So this, what they're saying is, this is the right timing. It does involve adaptability, and I'm drawn to the female energy in this card. So there's something about the one particular part of this is about the female energy. And so that aspect of adaptability feels really important. And then it's like, it just feels like there's this energy of kind of taking you to the edge and then being in your center, going back into that circle, and just, taking ownership and being powerful in it. I got the take the first step. And then again, that clearing of your energy. And in that taking the first step, they're saying it's about the communication. So sometimes we just have to, when it feels like there's a bit of friction, a little time in between, but then there's opportunity, and there's opportunity to take the first step or be the one to be in that initiation, and that goes around the conversation, communication. So yeah. And then one other card, and this one's really curious to me. It's the soulmate card. So in that, where it's like stuff can be like all of this, and then that's the unexpected time for something like soulmate. They're just putting that out there. Curious.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right. Love you, Pats. I call her Presh now. Trish, Pats, or Patty Cakes. Yeah, so Patricia is Trish, Pats, or Patty Cakes, and these are
Oh,
just names that people have given her. I'm responsible for Pats, but I also recently added Presh, so she needs to change her profile or her names.
or just add one more.
No, for sure. Yeah, safe travels to you. Okie dokie. Where are we here? And Cheryl, if you are still here, message from another dad. Oh no, we did this
I
one.
think we
Sorry,
did,
y'all.
Cheryl. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I probably
That's
didn't
okay.
get rid of the star on those.
Spirit brought us back there, so it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I remember the date.
I'm just gonna erase that one. That one there. All righty. Another moving one. Patty D. If you are still here, Patty D. Lots of move ones.
Patricia says, "Giddy up." I love that.
Yeah. All right. Patty D, if you are. Oh, perfect. Will I be moving to a retirement community or staying where I am? Me. Patty D, are you going to be moving? Start with that one. Moving. Patty D is going to be moving. Is Patty D going to be moving this year? Yes. Okay. Oh. I asked specifically, at first I didn't get anything. I didn't get any movement. And then I asked, is Patty D going to be moving this year? And I got a yes. And then within a year and the yes card. So it is a strong potential that you will be moving.
Yeah. And I got open your heart, Archangel Shamuel. So, doing what you love, but also feeling in your heart if that's really what you want. And it's talking about barriers. So if there are any barriers there, just open your heart to them and figure it out. If that's what you really want to do. And then I got purpose. So I think that if this is what you really want to do, and that it's going to be easier for you. And have you already picked one out, Patty D? Because I feel like there's you're looking at a few of them, and there's one in particular that's really going to connect with you. So there'll be more like-minded people there.
Yeah. And I pulled one more card. They were like, pull one more card. And I got the trust card. So just going to that place of trusting yourself in it, it feels like the potential, like I feel there is energy around choice, which feels really good. So the hesitant, like, weighing out the pros and cons in that, understandable. And being in that trust, it's going to unfold perfectly for you. Feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure if she can afford it. Okay. So that's kind of yeah. I feel like it'll fall into place.
Yeah. Archangel Shamuel, definitely.
I love that angel.
Jeff,
I have a Yorkie, a senior. He's 14. He shares my mom refers to him as I have 4 nephews, so she has 4 grandchildren, and she refers to Jake as the first grandchild because my 2 nephews are 13 and 2 of them are 10. But Jake is 14, so he's a year older. Anyways, all of that to say, he's a Yorkie. Good night, Annie Bear. Thanks for being here.
Good night, Annie Bear.
Do you want to choose the next?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe. How are you feeling? Maybe do one more, or
Yeah, one more is great. Do you want to pick?
no, you. It's your
Okay.
show. Oh wait, it's mine. Just kidding.
Oh. Oh. Okay. It's my granddad, Harry Tasman Dale, and I love that name, Harry, passed August 24th, 1974. Who is sending me music? He seems to be saying that you can choose to join a choir in heaven, and he likes sharing their music with me.
Interesting that you were talking about music. We're ending on this one.
I
And
love
it's
that.
like granddad, that fatherly energy again. What a
Yeah.
wonderful name. Okay.
And Tasman. I love that name.
I feel like you already know. I feel like it's him. Like
And I feel like the vibration that I'm getting is that you can go in any direction and get a different symphony that's coming in and a different choir
yeah.
with him. He's really having fun with it.
I love this. I want to read on this a little. I'm going to pull a few because I feel like there's more to this. It's like, okay, something about the music, Michelle. Not the light.
Michelle, I get the divine masculine, of course.
Oh.
So, you know what's so funny about that is today I did a meditation, and it was all about the tree energy and feeling the branches as they branch out to Father Sky, and the root system as it goes deep into Mother Earth. And each little tentacle of each branch as it comes out, I'm getting just this different tuning fork that comes in for you. Like, and also for healing, Michelle, if you need it, or if you're a healer, I'm kind of guessing that you're a healer. And your animals are there with you too, doing it, aren't they? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're coming in, and listen to your cat. You've got a beautiful picture of your cat when he purrs. Listen to that vibration, because you're going to hear that same message, that same energy coming in.
That's beautiful. I'm in the overlap of how things have blended throughout the readings, and just talking about the grandchildren, the last one, and then the grandfather and the animals. It's beautiful. I pulled a couple cards, and this one is the children card, which is interesting, and it's the animal and the little girl. And in that beautiful relationship of grandparent, it's extra special. And so, yeah, that one's about the protection, knowing that the children are protected. Also, the sensuality card, which is really beautiful. So, as I feel into the vibration of that music, it feels, when you said, I don't know if you said attunement, but attunement, like from the vibration of the music, that's what I feel is happening with this. Like, it's a really, the energy tonight is really wonderful. Yeah, I'm really vibing with it. And your invite is to be more in your own self-expression through that sensuality. So in the movement, don't resist in the movement, whether that's solo, whether it's in a community dance. I'm getting like what is that type called?
Oh, ecstatic dancing.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. That's
There's
so much fun.
invitation to be in your body and the movement and however that looks. Again, ending on the no judgment part. It's beautiful. So yeah,
Yeah,
good
definitely.
stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you,
Gorgeous.
Patty D. So kind of you. Um, this was really fun. Can we do
Mhm.
it
I
again?
had a blast. Thank you.
It's like, will you come back to my channel and will I come back to yours?
Yes, please.
Yes, totally.
Let's do it.
This was really fun. It was great to read with you, and all
Oh,
these lovely people. You guys, please, 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 for those of you that are not already subscribed to Teri's channel, I mean, 1,000 is not far away for you. So we're gonna help her. Let's
oh,
get there. It's
thank
always
you,
a
Kevin.
bit of a milestone. Absolutely. Yeah, just means you're connecting with that many more people. So that's a beautiful thing. And yes, Kevin, I agree. It was beautiful energy between
Thanks,
us
Kevin.
because I have a crush on her.
I have a major crush.
Yeah, true
Oh,
connections here. That was lots of sharing, which is always lovely, and getting to answer some questions and being with my own the energy of my grandmother and my friend Geneva, and then my friend that was in the chat, and then hearing more of your story, and then one that you haven't shared very often. So I feel privileged and honored that you shared that with me
oh,
and all of our friends here. So
thank
it's
you.
wonderful.
It really,
Happy weekend, y'all, however that looks for you. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will, Teri, if there's anything upcoming on your channel that you want to talk about.
in 2 weeks, I have Paul Rudy coming on. He's a
Oh.
composer, and he plays music of the land.
Speaking of music.
I know. He travels all over the world. He's a composer, and he also conducts symphonies. But he has this um, farm or ranch, and he's connected. He has a labyrinth and little areas where you can meditate with the different chakras, and just an amazing person. So he's going to come on and talk. And then today we had George the Shaman on,
Oh, wow.
Reverend
Oh, I
George.
saw bits of that.
Yes, he's
Um,
amazing. So
yes.
he'll be back in 2 weeks
Oh,
too.
wonderful
And
energy.
then Jane the Secret Tarot, I'm on with her every
I love
Thursday
it.
mornings.
Awesome. And Teri's info, if you is in the description. So I think it's email that I put in, and then of course her channel, and then her website. Hoping that it's sooner than later.
Thank you for pushing me,
I'm
and
gonna
thank
be
you for letting me
texting you like every
try.
couple days. Like, did you push the publish button yet? Yeah. Love you,
I
Teri.
love it. Oh, I love you so
Each of
much,
you.
Kevin.
Bye for now, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
I'll see
Thanks.
you all again.